Pokimane. Man, she went from golden girl with effortless numbers to fighting for engagement like the rest of us. And lately, the vibes are a little desperate. More skin, more baity clips, more accidental moments that somehow always trend. She built her empire on safe, relatable energy, but now it feels like she's scrambling to stay relevant. Back in the League of Legends grind era, she did what a lot of streamers couldn't. She stayed consistent. Long hours, ranked games, face cam on, soft lighting, chill vibes. She wasn't screaming into a mic or farming drama. She built this wholesome gamer girl persona that felt safe, approachable, and non-threatening. Like, yeah, she was good at the game, but she was also relatable enough that dudes in chat felt like they had a shot in an alternate universe. And then, simp culture exploded. The internet entered its throw money at pretty streamers phase, and Pokimane just happened to be positioned perfectly. She didn't invent simps, but she definitely benefited from that era. Donations flying in, gifted subs stacking, fan edits popping off, entire YouTube channels dedicated to Pokimane cute moments. It was a machine. But here's the thing people forget. She was smart. This wasn't just luck. She networked like a corporate strategist. Joining offline TV, genius move. Being around creators like Disguise, Toast, Scara, and the rest of that circle gave her credibility beyond just cute league streamer. It made her part of an ecosystem. Collabs mean shared audiences. Shared audiences mean exponential growth. She wasn't just a streamer anymore. She was a brand asset. Then the brand deals started rolling in. And not just some random energy drink codes either. Big sponsors, clean sponsors, mainstream safe sponsors. She became the one companies felt comfortable putting front and center. While other streamers were yelling slurs or getting banned every 6 weeks, she was polished, media trained, marketable. She crossed over into YouTube collabs, talk show appearances, magazine features, awards, panels, interviews. Suddenly she wasn't just a Twitch girl, she was the face of female Twitch streamers. The example brands would point to and say, see, this is what a successful gaming creator looks like. And the fan base, oh, that's where the real infrastructure was built. Her community wasn't just viewers, it was defenders. The second criticism popped off, you had armies in her mentions writing essays. Parasocial loyalty was off the charts. She mastered that balance of being friendly but not too available, personal but not messy, vulnerable but controlled. Careful image management was her real superpower. Every apology was measured, every controversy was navigated strategically. She rarely let herself spiral publicly. If drama hit, she'd address it calmly, rationally, like she was the CEO of Don't Cancel Me Incorporated. But then came the Among Us era. This was peak Pokimane. No exaggeration. The game blew up in 2020 and she rode it like a pro. Among Us was the perfect storm. Short matches, chaotic gameplay, and built-in content virality. She jumped in, streaming with big names like Corpse Husband, Valkyrae, XQC, and the rest of that crew. Every session felt like an event, and clips spread across YouTube and TikTok instantly. Her growth during this time wasn't just numbers, it was cultural relevance. She wasn't just that girl who streams League, she became part of a global phenomenon. Every joke, every sus accusation, every reaction moment was shareable. Sims, casual viewers, and meme culture converged, giving her a multi-platform presence. Twitch followers skyrocketed, her social media engagement exploded, and her brand became synonymous with Among Us content. The collaborations were key. She consistently picked big names, ensuring cross-audience exposure. The casual charm she had before now turned into something bigger. People didn't just watch her, they wanted to be in the room with her, virtually, in clips, in memes, everywhere. Sponsorships and brand deals naturally followed because companies saw her as relevant and viral proof. This era also cemented her authority as a female streamer in a male-dominated space. Among Us didn't require insane mechanical skill, so her personality and strategy shone. People remembered her for humor, timing, and interaction, not just gameplay stats. She expanded her audience beyond gamers to casual viewers, making her content more mainstream friendly. By the end of the Among Us craze, Pokimane wasn't just a Twitch streamer, she was a recognizable online figure. Her platform and influence had multiplied, and the foundation she built earlier combined with this viral surge made her virtually untouchable at the time. But that high didn't last long. Slowly, the hype is coming down. Average viewers are down, engagement isn't what it used to be, and newer creators are stealing the spotlight. The audience that once carried her, they're aging out, moving on, or just not as hyped anymore. Part of the drop comes from streaming inconsistency. She's streaming less, taking long breaks and prioritizing brand deals over grinding content. That works if you're a legacy influencer with massive reach elsewhere, but on Twitch, consistency is king. Skipping streams or going MIA means the numbers inevitably slide. Her energy shift is another factor. Earlier streams were chaotic, fun, unpredictable. Now they're polished, controlled, and a bit safe. That contrast is noticeable. Combine that with a Twitch landscape that favors younger, trendier creators, IRL streaming, and TikTok-driven hype, and you've got a recipe for declining stats. So yeah, the pedestal isn't crumbling, but it's definitely shifting. The grind and chaos that made her huge aren't as present anymore, and Twitch isn't waiting around. Fans want energy, unpredictability, and interaction, and legacy status alone isn't enough to keep viewership locked in. Which brings us to the next thing, how she's trying to claw those numbers back with a noticeable shift in her content. Recently, her streams have leaned into moments that clip really well. The cake moments, for lack of a better term, are popping up more often, leaning into the camera, outfits that are clearly styled for effect instead of comfort, thumbnails that feel calculated to get clicks. You can't tell me the algorithm isn't noticing. Every little move that can trend, clip, or get shared and pull in views, that's now part of the package.
Girl got 2 PCs, 2 cats, 3 monitors, 3 apartments, 6 phones. And what about... Sorry, sometimes I forget that there's fucking weird Twitter clippers. But this is who I am. This is who I am. Sometimes I want to shake a little ass. For fun! Not for weirdos! For fun! Anyways.
It's not just the visuals either. The jokes have shifted slightly. Suggestive lines that land perfectly in chat and encourage reactions. Sub incentives feel more pointed. You get the sense that some moments are crafted for virality rather than just casual fun. It's like watching someone who knows exactly which frame will blow up on TikTok or Twitter and leaning into it. The vibe has changed. She's no longer just the girl next door streamer where you could feel chill and casual. Now it's calculated. Every move seems aware of how it could be clipped, screenshot, and posted everywhere. That's not inherently bad. It's smart from a content perspective, but it does shift the energy. It's less organic gamer fun and more strategic highlight farming. Fan service adjacent moments, sub calls, calculated humor, they all serve one purpose: keep numbers up. It works. Clips are trending, subs are rolling in, and the internet eats it up. But the casual charm that built her original pedestal is giving way to something more tactical this time. It's all about her new neighbor boyfriend. Pokimane is not subtle. She's trying to play this is my neighbor angle, like we're all supposed to believe that a grown-ass adult who's a multimillionaire just happens to have a super hot guy cooking in her kitchen and hanging around her apartment for no reason.
I also have big news.
Oh my god. You have a boyfriend?
We don't do boyfriends.
Oh, sorry.
2026.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's either like ring husband or it's like, I don't know, maybe we're talking. And maybe sometimes I don't want to talk. Anyways, so
we all know what's really happening. He's her piece of the week, her little show and tell, and she's loving the attention. She's not trying to hide it. She's just pretending she's above it all. The cringe factor is through the roof, and honestly, watching her act like she's this innocent, quirky content creator while having a guy basically in her house on call is exhausting. She's posting her personal life more than ever, sharing her little flings, showing off her guy, but doing it in that weird, awkward, overly performative way that makes you want to turn your head. She acts like it's all casual, like she's just friends or just neighbors, but the energy screams otherwise. This isn't just a guy hanging out. He's cooking for her. He's singing for her. He's basically on demand for her entertainment. And what's she doing while all this happens? Making faces, trying not to laugh, acting like she's surprised or amazed by his singing. She's mocking him while he's literally doing things for her. That's the peak Pokimane personality dialed up to 11. Off camera, maybe she's cool, maybe she's normal, but on camera, she's acting like the center of the universe while using this guy as her a prop. Then there's the sub angle, which is honestly even more ridiculous. People are literally paying $25 a month to see her interact with her audience, some of them thinking this somehow builds a chance at a relationship. The delusion is staggering, and Pokimane knows it. She's been running this machine for years. She knows her audience is hooked, she knows people are obsessed, and she knows exactly how to push buttons to get engagement. And now she's dangling a guy in front of them like some kind of bait while pretending she's completely above it. It's manipulative, it's shameless, it's the exact content that makes you question why you even follow her. What really gets me is the way she acts during the segments. She puts this guy on the spot. He's cooking, he's singing, he's clearly nervous or trying to impress, and she's there, giggling, making awkward faces, laughing at him while he's literally trying to do the things she asked for. She's acting like this quirky, innocent girl while simultaneously being condescending. That's not endearing. That's exhausting to watch. That's the kind of behavior that makes your eyes roll or your blood boil while watching a teenage Disney bully. It's hard to take her seriously when she's clearly enjoying the power dynamic in the most cringy way possible. The content itself is just awkward. Board game nights, cooking, singing, laughing in that overly performative way. She's acting like we should find all of this adorable and wholesome, but it comes off as entitled and self-centered. She's putting on this act for the camera, pretending everything is casual and fun, while everyone watching knows exactly what's going on. And then she has the audacity to make jokes about it. Like she's aware she's being watched, but somehow thinks it's clever or funny. It's not. It's obnoxious. Even Miskiff seems annoyed by this new guy, acting like he could replace him and do everything better. It totally came off like his inner simp talking more than anything seriously. He was half joking, half jealous, and honestly most people online just laughed at him losing his cool over Poki's situation. And let's not forget the queer baiting angle. People are talking about her pretending to be into women, playing up the maybe I'm bi energy while clearly being into this guy. It's frustrating because it feels calculated, like she's trying to tick all the boxes for engagement while keeping herself at the center of the spotlight. That's the problem with a lot of her content lately. It's less about authenticity and more about manipulating the audience for views and clout. Honestly, this whole situation is a perfect storm of entitlement, performative personality, and manipulative content creation. She's wealthy, she's famous, she's used to being adored, and now she's completely comfortable sharing her personal life in a way that's awkward, cringy, and kind of gross if you think about it.
I posted a gym video with my neighbor.
I saw that. Was it actually your neighbor?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
We met at you know those building get-togethers where they're like, everybody in this building, come hang out, kind of parties. And then we got to know each other at board game nights for like people in the building, essentially, or like friends on the same floor, sort of thing. Anyways, I'm laughing because I posted that, and I don't know. You know how Twitter is. I actually don't see how Twitter is because I don't really like to be on Twitter. But I see how my fans are like, why are people on Twitter being weird?
Watching her act like she's just this quirky, fun girl while using a guy as a prop for her content is exhausting. And it makes you realize just how much of her persona is for the camera. She's not subtle, she's not innocent, she's just Pokimane being Pokimane, taking advantage of attention, money, and opportunity to keep herself at the center of everything while making the audience think they're getting a peek behind the curtain. Let's talk about this clip where she completely loses it because chat didn't give subs the way she apparently expected. She starts off all cheerful, saying hello, acting like everything is fine, and then suddenly flips, questioning why the hype isn't at the level she imagined. It's the classic, why aren't you doing exactly what I want energy. You can't help but notice how ungrateful it comes off. People are there, they're watching, they're engaging, and she's making it about what she thinks they should do, not appreciating what they're actually doing.
Drop that dun-dun-dun, ayy, drop that dun-dun-dun. Yay! How are you guys doing? Hello? You guys are not giving the level of excitement that I was thinking that you would give. Give it right now.
It's even worse because this isn't just a clip about missing hype, it's tied to product launch expectations. Fans already get anxious over pricing, availability, and all the little annoyances of new drops, and she's adding this layer of pressure on top of it. Instead of acknowledging that people are doing what they can, she's frustrated because her imagined level of support isn't met. It reads as tone deaf. There's a huge gap between expectation and reality, and instead of managing that, she lets it come out as irritation at her audience. The underlying issue is is loyalty. When you put yourself on a pedestal, you treat loyalty like a currency and expect people to constantly perform their support. It's only a matter of time before that loyalty dips. And when it does, the frustration feels personal, like people aren't giving you enough attention instead of recognizing it's just normal fan behavior. This clip is the perfect example. Rather than take a step back and appreciate the audience she has, she acts annoyed because they didn't meet her imagined standard. Let's dig into the old receipts because there's definitely a pattern here. She's had her share of controversies, overreactions to donations, DMCA freakouts, and endless call-out culture episodes where she acted like the world revolved around her little corner of Twitch. You start noticing that same defensive energy pops up every time something brushes against her brand or ego. The exposing clips are prime examples. Anytime the mask slips, you see it. Instant defensiveness, over-the-top protective behavior, frantic brand management. It's like a reflex. Something minor happens and suddenly everything has to be controlled, curated, and framed just so. The audience isn't allowed to see the messy human side, only the polished, brand-approved version. And it begs the question, is this a natural evolution or is she scrambling to find a stable identity? Because the pattern of defensiveness, performative reactions, and brand recalibration suggests it might be more identity crisis than growth. So there's been a lot of chatter about her moving from Twitch to Kick. And it's easy to get carried away with speculation. The reality is, her Twitch contract reached its expiration, which naturally opens the door for exploring other options. Creators in her position often looked around for the best deals, and with Kick offering big payouts, it's no surprise she's at least testing the waters. This isn't just about money either, it's a shift in power. Kick is trying to position itself as a real competitor to Twitch, giving creators leverage in sometimes more favorable terms than what Twitch has historically offered. That said, it's important to separate facts from rumors. There's no public confirmation that she has fully signed an exclusive deal with Kick, and until that's verified, it's misleading to say she's moved entirely. Similarly, any claims about AI edits, fake content, or other conspiracies should be ignored unless officially confirmed. The takeaway is that she's exploring her options, likely weighing contracts, payouts, and creative freedom, which is standard for big creators. Fans should stay cautious, read the facts, and not jump on hype or unverified posts. They're clearly together, but she wants her donators happy. This tweet hits the nail on the head. You can tell Pokimane and her neighbor are together. Body language, interactions, all the casual flirty energy is too obvious to ignore, but she's playing it safe for her audience. She knows a lot of her viewers are loyal donators who built her pedestal, and she doesn't want to upset them with a full-blown boyfriend reveal, so instead, she keeps this neighbor angle, teasing just enough to show she's living her life, but not fully committing publicly. Did she really think we all gonna believe this? Exactly, right? Did she really think anyone would just buy the whole neighbor story? The way they act around each other, the casual flirting moments, it's obvious. Twitch and her social media audience aren't dumb. They've been watching her for years, and these little performances are way too staged to pass as innocent. Just when you thought she couldn't be more gross. A lot of people were honestly taken aback when Pokimane started posting more provocative content. Her streams and clips started leaning into suggestive moments, outfits, and poses, and it rubbed some viewers the wrong way, especially considering a chunk of her fanbase is pretty young, including teenage boys. Playing childish because it pays better. It's gotten even weirder. She's gone as far as acting childish, wearing childlike outfits, making baby faces, and doing this whole overly cutesy act that reads like it's trying to mix innocence with sexualized attention. When your audience includes younger viewers, this kind of behavior makes the content feel off, manipulative, and honestly pretty gross to a lot of people. Pokimane is 30 years old, acting like a child to please her middle-aged man audience.